Coming up, this Dalmatian cross gives his trainer a second chance. Was it Arson? This dog's nose knows. And leaping tall humans in a single bound.
Right here. Come here, Beau. Beau, come here. Boy. Beau, come here. Go get it.
3 weeks ago, Beau was shy, skittish, and wasn't even housebroken. Then he met Rick.
Come here. When they come, when we first get them, they really don't know their place or something. But once you start training them, and after the 4-week program is done, they're just a different dog. They know what their job is in life, you know, and it's really amazing. Go up.
Beau's job in life will be as a therapy dog in a veteran's home. But before he can be placed, he must pass a stringent exam.
Yeah. Good boy, Beau. Good boy.
Reverse, heel. At a sit, stay. Heel.
Sergeant Tracy Beckelheimer coordinates Friends for Folks, a program that teaches long-term offenders to train dogs rescued from shelters.
You see, once you get started, you see a big change. Once the inmate and the dog make a bond, it's pretty neat the way things work. You can take one of the roughest guys out here on the yard, and once he bonds with the dog and that dog starts responding to all of his commands, you can see a big change in him. I think it's given him a better self-image.
Since 1991, inmates at the Lexington Correctional Institute have given 300 dogs like Beau a second chance.
Well, if it wasn't for this program, a lot of these animals you see would be put to sleep. But we give them a second chance at life and at being a companion to an elderly person, a handicapped person. Gives them a purpose, and it also gives, say, a senior citizen, a lot of times it gives them a reason to care about something.
Beau was abandoned by the roadside when he was a puppy.
When I picked Beau up at the second chance shelter, he kind of stood out from all the other dogs. You could tell he wanted affection and wanted to play, but he wasn't too aggressive. I opened the pen and went in with him. He come right to me, and he was just real gentle, well-natured animal.
How are you doing? Come here. Come here a minute.
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. There you go. Shake. There you go.
Sergeant Beckelheimer knew that he needed to match Beau with an inmate who could rebuild Beau's trust. He chose Rick.
Come here. Come on. Come on. And he knows I'm not gonna do anything to hurt him. He knows that, and everything I do, he's gonna get rewarded with a lot of love. And so he just trusts me.
Beau is a larger dog than what we usually take for placement dogs. I thought he would be a real good dog for like a veteran center or a senior citizen center. And Rick is one of the best trainers we've got. He's real good with the animals, and we joke back and forth with each other. He can train one to roll cigarettes if you wanted him to, but he's real good.
Go up.
Rick is a high-intensity trainer. Most other trainers in the program need 10 weeks to do what Rick can accomplish in just 30 days.
Like I say, if I put a dog on a sit-stay, you know, and he's not gonna stay there unless I give him a treat, you know, where you give them love, they prefer that more. I found that, you know, that it's the way I was taught, and it just works really good.
The program gives Rick and other long-term inmates a second chance.
Well, it makes a big difference because I take it serious, you know. It's a privilege to be able to train these dogs. and especially to know how to.
Before that, it was, my life was pretty much wasted being in here. With what I'm able to do with him and this program, it's given me, it's given my life a lot of purpose.
Here you go.
For the last 3 weeks,
Go ahead.
Beau and Rick have been inseparable.
There you go, buddy. Go ahead. It's great. I mean, we'll lay in here and play, and I teach him little things in here. I brush him, and it's just kind of like having, I don't know how to explain it, someone to care after or something, you know. It's a lot of responsibility, too. It's really great.
Beau's training is almost finished, but before he can graduate, Beau's skills will be tested and evaluated.
Heel. 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 Heel close. Beau. Heel. Heel close. Stay. Come heel, go up. Heel. Sit. Come on. Come on.
Beau pulls in high scores on his evaluation. He's ready to start his new job. Today, Beau leaves for his new home.
It's gonna be hard, you know. It's kind of like a best friend leaving, you know. Good grab, boy. See you later, Beau.
You've done a fine job, Rick.
Thank you. It's also rewarding too, because you know where he's going, that they're gonna appreciate him. They're gonna get just as much as joy as I have out of him, but they don't got to do all the hard work training him and stuff like that. He's ready, you know, which will make them appreciate him that much more. Where he didn't have a chance before, you know, so now he does.
Arson is suspected in almost 20% of the fires reported in Texas each year. Cities and large towns have their own fire investigation units, but small towns and rural areas rely on the State Fire Marshal's Office. Dar, a German Shepherd, and his owner, Daryl McClintock, work for the office. Dar goes to fire scenes to help determine whether a fire was deliberately set.
The canines are trained to find accelerants. Hydrocarbon is what they look for. 14 different odors, from gasoline to diesel, kerosene. Okay, Dar is very thorough in his search whenever he does a search of the scene. So what he can do that the actual investigators can't is he sniffs for hydrocarbon, and no matter where that hydrocarbon is, he's going to go to it.
Here, good boy. Lights.
As soon as he arrives, Daryl assesses the site to make sure the area has cooled down and is safe for Dar to search.
Dar is a very valuable tool on the fire scenes. He can eliminate the process that an investigator might have as far as where to pull a sample.
Yep.
You can read burn patterns in a fire scene, and you can move debris and figure out in your own mind where you feel like the sample should be pulled. But one thing Dar can do is he can go in there and he can tell you exactly where to pull it, and he can do it in a rather quick fashion.
Sometimes a fire gets so hot that any accelerants are burned away. But Dar can detect the odors of 14 different hydrocarbons days after the fire has been extinguished, even when the firefighters' hoses have soaked the area.
A lot of times the investigator will be focused on burn patterns in a fire scene, and whenever they focus on those burn patterns, it takes them away from looking at other areas. And like on one occasion, the investigator figured out where the point of origin was, And we brought Dar in to do a search, and he searched the point of origin, but he didn't want to stay there. He would search it, but he always went to a different area. He always went to another room. And whenever we let him go and he went into the other room and he gave an indication, we weren't suspecting anything in the other room because it wasn't burned, but he found it.
It's a good boy.
Dar's training never stops. In their small town of Wimberley, the volunteer fire department lets Dar and Daryl use their training facility. Dar trains 16 hours a month to stay familiar with all of the accelerants. Dar can't tell the difference between a training exercise and a genuine search. When he finds an accelerant, he lets Daryl know.
When Dar gives an indication, he stares at source. So whenever he's sniffing around and he comes up on source and he sits, he gives a pinpoint stare at the source.
Dar is a play reward dog. He's trained to work for a toy. And he's found the spot.
He's got a very strong prey drive, and what we want to do is we want to maintain that. So when we give him a reward, we wrestle with it. I've never rewarded him consistently with a ball because I want him to know that when it's time to work, it's time to work. And whenever he's playing with a ball, then that's his playtime. And whenever we're not on a fire scene or doing training, that's when he gets the ball.
Dar and Daryl investigate 80 to 100 fires a year, so they spend a lot of time on the road.
Dar is a good traveling companion. He loves to get in the truck, he loves to ride. For the most part, as he gets in, he just lays down and likes to sleep.
3 times a year, they go for intensive training. This time, they're driving 600 miles to El Paso.
It's a toy.
Every year, Dar must be recertified as an accelerant detection canine. The first training exercise is an open field search. Dar and Daryl are seeking the type of container an arsonist might have thrown away when running from the scene. Dar's nose is so sensitive that he can detect traces of accelerant as small as a few parts per billion. Dar comes from Hungary and was trained in German, so Daryl has to give him commands in German. Whenever Dar finds accelerant, Daryl tries to make it look like the reward is coming from the spot Dar alerted to.
Good boy, baby. You're a good boy.
Tommy Pleasant is in charge of ongoing training for the Texas Fire Marshal's Office. He's come to supervise the training in El Paso.
The training is conducted with each handler and their dog 3 times a year. What we cover is all 14 odors that the dogs are trained on, and we put them in realistic search areas. What I'm looking for is making sure the handler knows the search patterns and is able to utilize his dog in a proper and safe manner.
Next, Dar has to find traces of gasoline hidden in a car.
Okay, these 3 blades are short. Dark plates. Dark, reloading. Reloading, yep, reloading, reloading.
Burned out vehicles, burned out houses. We make everything realistic so that we can check the handler and the dog to make sure that they're proficient in the field. With Dar and Daryl, they've been together approximately 2 years, and I've seen great improvement in them. They've made an excellent team.
Dar is the first work dog that I've had. I've had him now for 2 years. We have grown together, and we have a good bond. You know, we can read each other. I'm getting to where I can read him. I usually know what he's doing or how he's doing it or what's going on with him.
Yep, reloading. Yep, reloading. Right here on the edge of the seat.
Reward?
Matthew Devaney evaluates Dar's performance.
Good boy, Diddy. And a good boy, Dar. And a good boy. And a good boy, Dar.
We have had about 7 dogs go through accelerant training here. Dar, I would say, is above average in the field of accelerant detection. He's a very good dog, and he has gotten stronger since he went into the field, and his handler's done a very good job of maintaining him.
Dar is not considered a pet. He's considered a work dog. He loves to work. His work is play, so whenever he's in a fire scene, he's looking for that rubber hose. That's really what he wants to find. I mean, that's what he lives for.
Jumping Jack the Maniac is a 7-year-old lab who can leap over his owner in a single bound. This super dog is the star of Bill Camp's Flying Dogs. They do halftime shows at sports events. Tonight in Indianapolis, there's an NBA game. The Indiana Pacers are playing the San Antonio Spurs. In a motel room, Jack and his co-stars, Star and Spin, are preparing for the halftime show. Bill and his dogs are famous throughout the Midwest for their frisbee routines.
All right, come on, let's load up. Star.
Jack and his buddies travel hours from their home in Niles, Michigan to thrill their fans at NBA, NFL, and college games. Just like the NBA players, Jack and the others go through pre-game rituals. Their paws are outfitted with special booties to keep them from slipping on the court.
The NBA and college will not let you on the court unless your dogs are wearing these shoes. We've got to slide the shoe on, we've got to wrap the foot, we've got to put a stretch tape that covers the white to give it a better appearance. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're done. Good boy. But the tape does support their joints, and you'll see them out on the court doing all these jumps, but don't worry, they don't get hurt. Knock on wood, they've never been hurt. Okay, so let's look over what we're going to be wearing on Friday at the Pacers.
Jack and Star have a large wardrobe of red, white, and blue costumes. Before every trip, Bill decides what the dogs will wear and checks the fit. Jack always wears one of his 3 Superman capes.
This at the top, yeah. Okay, crew, it's time. Let's go practice. Spinny, let's go.
Bill has 18 trained dogs at home, and they're all Frisbee fans.
Jack, get your bag.
Jack became part of the troop 4 years ago when Bill rescued him from the pound.
He was a blood donor for the local vet. They use him quite often, and they told me that to come and take a look at him. They were going to euthanize him June 23rd of 1997. We took a look at Jack, took him outside, and he had a lot of rough edges, but I thought right away I might be able to use him in the show. Okay, but we're going to do on the count of 3. Okay, you ready? 1. Hey, I'll do the counting. 1, 2, 4, 33. We start out with just basic Frisbee, which he started in 1997. He did come home and catch a Frisbee the first day, which I thought was very, very unique. And then I went and started teaching him to do tricks. I took him to obedience training here in Niles, and he aced the class, and then we just went from there.
In just a few months, Jack became a full-fledged member of the Flying Dogs and its best overall performer.
Jack is a very handsome dog, you know, and he's lovable, he's friendly, he gives you 100%, and I have learned over the years with Jack, he aces everything he does. He gives you 100%. Stop. Spin. Stop. Spin.
Bill teaches each dog tricks that suit their natural abilities. Border Collies, for example, are lighter, so they're better at backflips. but they're not as good at catching high Frisbee throws because this herding breed doesn't have a natural instinct to look up. Labradors like Jack are a hunting breed, so they instinctively look up and watch anything that flies. That's key for a Frisbee dog. Another one of Jack's specialties is the bullet. It takes incredible mouth-eye coordination.
Good boy. All right, good boy. His leaping ability is astounding. With the big air is what people want to see in all these shows that we do, the entertainment part of it. And I think his on a leaping ability, he's a 10. Let's go. They're expecting us. It's time to perform. Let's go. Jack is one heck of a performer, and he's anticipating the show as we speak.
It's showtime. Bill starts the show with Star and Spin, saving his star performer Jack for the second half. Jack's impatient.
I like the border collies and everything they do, and Jack is fun to work with. But when we bring Jack out, you'll hear the fans even at a higher level of oohs and ahs.
And now, fans, here he is, a former dog pound drop-off wearing his Superman cape. Let's give it up for Jumpin' Jack the Maniac. Up. Good boy. Jack. Jack. Under. Go. Good boy. Under. Good boy. All right, Jack.
Jack has no problem with the crowd noise. The louder the fans are, the higher he jumps.